Hi, welcome to She Spice. To do as of late, fans were crushed when their number one entertainer Woody Harrelson was prominently missing, starting a hurricane of theory and tales about his vanishing. Currently prepare yourselves, since Katt Williams, known for his new openness, may be uncovering a few serious disclosures about the entire circumstance, renowned for uncovering the internal operations of media outlets. There's buzz that Feline is prepared to dive considerably more profound and unveil what truly occurred with Woody Y. Some could excuse this as Feline being. It merits recalling that all that he uncovered in that notorious meeting ended up being valid. They dropped me for discussing Harvey Weinstein before the thing emerged. Yet he advertised to suck my pee before the entirety of my kin at my organization. It appears to be that Katt Williams doesn't believe that his kindred specialists should get through similar shameful acts he confronted, which is the reason he's taking a stand in opposition to Woody Harrelson. Yet how precisely was Katt Williams' drop culture frequently exists more as an outlook than genuine outcomes, differing in seriousness and in some cases depend contingent upon the affability of the wrongdoer. In Woody Harrelson's case, his amiability offsets his contentions. For example, his COVID 5G scheme, conjecturing or kidding deprecatorily about antibodies on Saturday Night Live, which blew over decently fast, regardless of whether some attempted to drop him for it. His methodology is by alley. Accounts like the Arthur image that sign can't stop me, since I can't understand when inquired about his momentarily dubious SNL talk. In another meeting with an assistant, the entertainer commented, "Well, individuals let me know it was, will we say moving?" "No, I don't take a gander at that reference bullet," he told Esquire in a new meeting. "I feel like I expressed it on SNL. I don't have to go further with it other than to say, well, no. I will not quit worrying about anything more except for it. Don't change my life one bit, not the slightest bit. Have a go at you, right? My life is not yet great." In a similar meeting, the entertainer dove into his political convictions, distinguishing himself as a freedom supporter. "There are things that the nonconformists do that I think are F, and afterward there's additionally a safe philosophy that strikes me as odd. He expressed that I see myself as actually a rebel. Well, I'm presumably all the more of a freedom supporter." Harrelson explained that I never see government work. It generally is, by all accounts, working for individuals who got you there. It's financial specialists working for greater money managers. It's not financial specialists working for their constituents. I think the government is just generally off base. Even on social projects, they do it hesitantly, and they're simply consistently attempting to eat back their best from the social projects. The entertainer hasn't avoided communicating his perspectives on conventions on creation sets in any event, calling them silly as a revolutionary. I try not to do well with the commands he expressed in a meeting with the New York Times magazine. Harrelson has for sure expressed sufficient concern regarding the matter. You need to be aware of his perspective on microorganisms. Hypotheses, or the craziness of covers, are now out there. The White House handyman star is a self-proclaimed rebel, or presumably even more a freedom supporter, with a doubt for government. He's likewise become tired of activism, having done it for quite a long time, and it just added up to a tremendous misuse of cash. He's not totally critical of the power source. I truly do think there are ways to be proactive about evolving things, especially natural things. This includes retooling the general public and attempting to get in where the issue begins rather than attempting to tidy it up later. Woody Harrelson is known for his numerous adorable characters, including Hollywood's most out-of-control crazy kid, a crude foodist and eco-crusader, a stone conflict dissenter, and cannabis legitimization. Champion as an assistant put it anyway on the set. He is basically popular for his resentment, but where did it come from? Woody Harrelson is an American entertainer and maker known for spellbinding crowds with his moxie and erraticism. His life is strikingly different. In youth, his terrible conduct concealed an imaginative, weak soul, and in adulthood, his horrific acts frequently eclipse the enchanting man equipped for liquefying any heart on screen. Harrelson succeeds in any job, whether as a horrendous or genuine investigator. Yes, for sure, It has. And I truly do see the value in that excursion through a world of fond memories. Woodrow Tracy Harley was brought into the world on July 23, RD 1961, in Midland, Texas. He is the center kid in the group of Diane and Charles Harley, with a more established sibling, Jordan, and a more youthful sibling, Brett. When Woody was 3 years old, his folks separated and his dad vanished from the kids' lives, leaving their childhood exclusively to their mom, who functioned as a secretary in a regulation office. Notwithstanding their destitution, their strict mother raised them with adoration and laid steady groundwork for their prospects in the interim. Woody's dad, Charles Harrelson, was a card sharp connected with and functioned as a contract killer, for which he was sentenced in 1968. Not long after the preliminary, Diane moved with her children to her old neighborhood of Lebanon, Ohio, to protect them from tattle and tales. He was a seriously beguiling individual and a player. Woody told the Hollywood journalist that he raked in tons of cash betting. He cheated, but he was even more of an extortionist. Woody, associated with model Charles, would welcome his objectives on a boat for a loosening up day of fishing, and afterward he'd express a need to several hands. And all of a sudden, the GU totally uncovered the future entertainer brought into the world around the same time as his dad acquired his dad's attitude. Woody was a troublesome teen who regularly engaged in battles, prompting him to change schools on numerous occasions. Notwithstanding this, he was extremely strict, investing a ton of energy considering the Book of Scriptures. In his spare time, he worked at the Ruler's Island entertainment mecca to assist his mom with supporting the family. Charles had previously spent time in jail by then, however. The detainment didn't change him. He continued his crimes and was associated with the government judge John H. Wood, Jr., for which he got 2 life sentences. Woody found out about this high-profile case from papers and radio and was stunned, as his mom had never criticized his dad at the preliminary. Charles additionally professed to have been engaged with the death of President John F. Kennedy. However, no proof upheld this, and no crook case was opened regardless of his dad's famous exercises. Woody kept on regarding him, and much of the time he visited him as a grown-up. Woody even attempted to have his father's case surveyed, yet his endeavors were to no end after a fruitless getaway endeavor from jail in Atlanta. Charles was moved to a higher security jail in Colorado, where he spent the rest of his life. I'm not saying my dad is a holy person, yet I believe he's guiltless about that. In 1979, Woody moved on from secondary school and enlisted at Hanover School in Indiana, where he concentrated on English and religious philosophy. It was there that he previously stepped in front of an audience and understood his energy for acting. This disclosure drove him to change his major to theater, and in 1983, he got a 4-year certification in theater and English. Woody's school years were set apart by violent and forceful fights and revitalized these jokes in the long run, resulting in the following outcomes. In 1982, he was captured for moving on a bustling road while inebriated, and his consistently persistent and understanding mother needed to safeguard him from this situation. After school, Harold turned out to be effectively engaged with dramatic creations in 1984. He earned huge respect for his part in a phased rendition of the play Bowie Blues, composed by the eminent writer N.E. Simon. Harrelson's association with Simon stretched out past the play. He married Simon's little girl, Nancy, in 1985. Their marriage, at first planned as a fun-loving trick, was intended to be annulled the following day anyway because of administrative work postponed. It formally endured 10 months around the same time the youthful entertainer made his TV debut in the 4th season of the series, Cheers, taking over from Nicholas Colasanto, who had kicked the bucket out of nowhere before the following season's recording. He was nominated for an Emmy grant multiple times for this job, winning once in 1989. The actual show was viewed as one of the 50 best television series ever. Whenever the opportunity arrived, I had the open door either to go right or left, or, in a real sense, right or left, because I might have remained here and done theater. He definitely did that play, as he confessed to GQ. He realized about the well-known show but never watched it. And similar to his future job in White Men Can't Hop, Harrelson made an appearance to read, seeming as though he just fell off a ball court maker. Peter Casey said this equivalent boasting incensed a portion of the castmates, like the generally cherished star Ted Danson, so enstrolled Woody, who was right away extraordinary, but off stage it was all testosterone. Danson recalled that evidently every one of the folks on set attempted to beat Harrelson at b-ball chess and arm wrestling, yet the youthful stud was an excessive amount to bear, Danson conceded. Woody beat everyone up badly, and everything his adored person, Woody Boyd, showed up in the animation. Mickey's 60th birthday, as well as in the television series Disneyland The Simpsons and Frasier, following his fruitful presentation in Chess Harrelson, featured in a few movies, including Wildcats B, Coven, Nature, and Cool Blue, as well as in the television series Dear J.N. As his prevalence took off, Harley started driving a wild way of life, enjoying extreme utilization and various casual sexual encounters. His own partner, Laura Louie, played a vital role in assisting him with keeping up with security. She figured out how to battle off the meddlesome young writer and guarantee he returned home safe and sound. Get-togethers fermented natural teas for him. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.